What it do? Luke here. I always wondered, is there a way where I could lose a ton of friends in just a short period of time? You know, I'm just swimming in people that love me, so is there a way where I could just throw some bodies away?
I'm not done yelling at you, you fucking purple bitch! Fucking bitch!
I began playing Among Us just a few days ago, and since then I've become obsessed. And even though it just recently became a phenomenon, it didn't just come out.
Among Us was intended to be a mobile-only game and was actually only launched for mobile platforms on June 15th, 2018. The launch for this game had a bad start with a player count of around 30 to 50 players playing simultaneously. One of the developers explained that he believed this was due to bad marketing, and only 2 months later, on August 17th, 2018, the game was added to Steam. When the team put the game on Steam, they also added 2 maps named Mira HQ and Polis. Thankfully, players are capable of playing cross-platform, meaning when I'm playing on my computer, I can play with my friends who are on their phone. I tend to enjoy playing on my PC more because otherwise I'd have something I'm holding up close to me, and when I lose, I could react harshly. I find it absolutely amazing how greatly this game jumped in success. It went from having barely any attention in May to having over 31 million hours of gameplay being watched on Twitch in August alone. But honestly, this is all well deserved. This game taught many that a game doesn't need extremely realistic graphics and insanely immersive environments to be good. All it needs is compelling gameplay and some quality time with your friends. It also helps that it's only $5 on PC and it's free on mobile.
But Luke, you may be asking on the edge of your seat right now, how's the gameplay work? Well, I'll tell you.
So, the way the gameplay works is in a lobby of 4 to 10 players, you can either play as one of the few imposters or one of the many crewmates. You and your friends can decide whether you want 1, 2, or 3 imposters in a single game, but what I've experienced, the best way to play is a game of 10 with 2 imposters. As one of the crewmates, your goal is to complete all of your tasks, which are very small mini games, and if your team is valiant in that, then you win the game. But it is very likely that the imposters will interfere. The imposters can kill your crewmates as well as turn off the lights, shut the doors, disrupt the comms, set off the reactor, travel through vents, and deplete the oxygen. If the imposters deplete all oxygen, kill all the crewmates, or let the reactor go off for too long, they win.
Is there anything they can't do?
It is recommended when you play the game, you keep your mics muted until someone finds a dead body or brings up an emergency meeting, which any player can activate pretty much at any time. This is where you can tell everyone what you were doing, where the body was found, and tell everyone that someone was being suspicious. If everyone can't decide what to do, you could just skip the voting and go back to normal gameplay, or you can agree that someone is the imposter and eject them from the ship. Sometimes you can all have an intelligent debate and root out the source of the problem. Other times it's just blind luck.
Alright.
Did you say you missed voting here?
Brendo looked at me funny. Brendo looked at me funny.
Yeah, what? Dude, I actually thought everything was going off right now.
Yeah,
Like,
Brendo looked at me funny. Everyone vote Brendo. Everyone vote Brendo. This is happening right now. Brendo looked at me funny.
I really hope you were imposter.
Oh my god.
See, I love how this game is all about manipulation, but if you're a bad liar, don't even bother trying to be an imposter, you're screwed.
Once you are dead, whether you've been killed by an imposter or you were ejected, you can still do your tasks so the gameplay doesn't end. It's only recommended that you mute yourself even when discussions come up when you're dead. Although, there are those people who don't know how to shut up even when they're dead.
It's like Brendan and like Jaden, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It's not. Aiden!
John, stop saying
It's
that.
in, but it's too late.
John, stop. What are you doing?
Yeah, you shouldn't be
Too
talking
late.
about
It's
that.
too late.
Now, if people are accusing you of being the imposter, there are some saving graces that are in the game. See, imposters can't do tasks, so you can tell the other crewmates in the discussion to either watch you do a normal task and see the taskbar go up, or if you know that you have a medbay scanner task, you can just have them follow you into the medbay to watch you get scanned. There are also numerous other visible tasks that the crewmates can watch you do.
Now, if you want a good chance at winning, you gotta know some strategies. Good thing for you, I'm your guy. I know strategies left and right.
Oh my gosh, Luke. Dude, why would you kill somebody where everybody's about to go to?
So what I found the best thing to do as crewmates is to stick together in groups of 3. This way, there may be a chance an imposter is in your group, but they can't kill anyone since the other person can just report the body. My dumbass always thinks I can get away with just watching the cameras the whole time, but I usually just get caught. Now the grouping method sounds all nice and dandy for the crewmates, but for the imposter, it is literally the worst thing to go through. Your best bet is to shut off the lights so everyone can't see very well, and then hopefully try and get away with killing someone. Maybe one of the other crewmates won't notice.
No, rough!
Alright, I think it's
admin.
Oh no!
Oh no, it's Luke.
The backbone of
It's
the
Luke.
team is dead.
Why?
I was with 2 other people. There's literally no one else who could be.
Mike has
Now, I briefly mentioned the maps in the beginning, but here I'll go more in depth with them. There are only 3 maps in the game, the Skeld, Polis, and Mirror HQ. Starting with the Skeld, this map is decently big and a good chunk of fun. This is usually the map my friends and I turn to play the most. Notable features in this map is an extra large cafeteria, an admin center where you can check where players are around the map, although it doesn't tell you who they are, and a security room where you can check the cameras. Although the cameras don't show much, you can get lucky sometimes, but it's really easy to get killed while watching the cams. That's about all for the Skeld. Moving on to the next map, Mirror HQ. I don't like this one. Although I'm told this is the same size as Skeld, it just seems so small. Everything is so tight and condensed. Mirror just feels like the Skeld with a more annoying layout. Now finally the third map and final map is Polis. This is my favorite map in the game by far. I figured that both in Mirror and Skeld are very similar because they are both just big gray space stations, but here you go outside and there's actually color! This is also the biggest map in the game. I wish there was another map or 2 like this one. The only room in the previous maps that isn't present in this map is the cafeteria, but is replaced with the office. Next to the office is a computer where you can check the vitals of other players. You can see who's dead and who's alive here, and if you see someone who's dead that you recently saw alive, you should call a meeting. Once again, there's a security room where you can switch between cameras, this time displaying a larger picture. Once again, there's another admin center where you can check where players are at all times.
It's been a really long time since my friends and I just sat down and all played a game together that we can enjoy. So I'd say that Among Us is worth every single penny spent on it and then some. But in the meantime, now that I've lost all my friends due to blatant voting with no evidence, I can get back to my tasks in Animal Crossing. Huh, that got boring really fast.